In India, network is the best method through which you can secure your life, because there are too many people and too few an opportunity. So let us imagine cases of two common men. Both are from common background, very lower middle class background. They have the same qualification, and they have one uncle, one relative who has recently become a minister. Now, how can both of them behave and reach two different places going forward? Let us take the case of the first man who decides to take a job. Everybody knows that government job is very much on demand. If you get a government job, of course, your life is secured. You are going to get surely the salary at the end of the month. After the completion of the job tenure, you are going to be retired with a pension, and lifetime you are going to get this pension, which will secure your life in the old age, also your wife's life after your demise. So everybody wants government job because life is set. Quite simply speaking, another boy, he decides not to take the government job. Instead, he goes to the relative and says that give me a contract. Now these are the two opportunities. Of course, the first one starts with a government job. Any minister can provide you a government job worth a group D. So let us imagine on a yearly basis the fellow earns 3 lakhs or 3.5 lakhs. The contract fellow, of course, there are already contractors, so the minister at his will cannot give him contract of huge amount. So let us imagine on a very low scale 10 crore worth of contract can be given, it is within the purview of the minister. So the minister decides that there is a small portion of sewage system which has to be renovated. All right, give him this contract, 10 crore. Now the second one, which is the contractor, he receives the contract because he is his relative and he has been introduced into that. Remember, in case of contract, it is one time. In case of the job holder, it is permanent. Once you are into the government job, you have got the service sheet or the service book opened, it is permanent and it will continue till you die. You will get the remuneration, pension, everything, all the benefits. But in case of contract, there is no as such benefit or guarantee. There is the one time issue. You get a contract, you complete it, you take your money, leave. Now, as long as this relative remains in the position, the second man, the contract man, secures his contract every year. Now, because the minister has some limitation, because he has to look after so many other people, on a yearly basis, a very small contract of 10 crore, he can offer to his relative. Now, out of this 10 crore, minimum considering 10% to be the profit, his income per annum is 1 CR, 1 crore. He has to work for 1 month. Very rigorous, very intense, organized, materials 24 hours into 7. After 1 month, for the rest 11 months, he is free. He does not have to work, but his yearly income has come to 1 CR on a gross basis. Now, every year he keeps on receiving this 1 CR for 5 years. After his relative is gone, let us assume that the relative is no longer going to be the minister or remain the minister next term. He will continue to be the contractor because by now, within 5 years' time, he has created his coterie, his set of officers whom he pleases, and his set of fellow contractors, and he has got a new set of people, new network. So he will continue to get this contract. Imagine he has not increased his business, although it will not happen. 10 crore will become 20, 100, 500 crore, it will go on increasing. Let us assume that he keeps it within 10 crore, which is not going to happen though. So he goes on earning 1 CR every year. Our point starts here. Let us make a calculation and have a look at how the second person is going to enter into 1% club going forward, and the first man, who is a job holder, apparently who has been the most benefited one, secured life, is going to remain 99%. Let us take you to the calculation sheet. Let us take the case of job fellow. This one is the job fellow. Now, job fellow has to go to the office every day, almost every day, leaving aside the holidays. So his job is on a basis of every day. And at the end of the year, his return is 3.5 lakhs. This is his return. The contract fellow, on the other hand, gets the contract. His job is meant for 1 month only because it is intense job. It is a job for nearly 24 hours. Money works for him, laborers work for him. He employs and organizes everyone, and in a month's time, his job is done.
For rest of the year, which means for nearly 10 months or 11 months, he does not have to work hard. He does not have to work at all. This contract man is free for most of the times in the year. But imagining this contract fellow has got a contract of 10 CR to do a road or to do kind of construction somewhere, and assuming the fact on a standard basis that he receives a profit of 110%. Now, if on a very humble basis he gets a contract of only 10 CR at a 10% profit basis, his income in the year is 1 CR. So he worked only for a month, he received 1 CR as his yearly income. Job fellow worked every day. At the end of the year, he received 3.5 lakhs. If we assume this figure and imagine that for 36 years both the fellows work and they put their money into the market at a standard return of CAGR 12% only. Consult any standard book or consult the market, you will know it is a return for 36 years. Number one, 99% guaranteed, maybe 100%. Number two, it is going to go up. If the economy works well and there is no big deal of catastrophe, then it could be as good as 14-15% also. I am imagining only 12%. So let us imagine the job fellow worked for 36 years. If his yearly return is 3.5 lakhs, let us imagine that he has been able to save some 8,000 rupees. Okay, and let us imagine this contract fellow on a monthly basis. Remember, we are dividing this yearly income into month on a roundabout basis. This job fellow, this is the job fellow. So this job fellow has got monthly contribution of rupees 8,000 into this bucket. You can call it bank, you can call it anything. He is saving the money where the money is also increasing. So the job fellow has put up 8,000 per month because his income is 3.5 L. This contract fellow whose yearly income has been 1 CR, obviously on a monthly basis he has been able to put up some 8 lakh rupees. It is 8 lakhs. Just the same postulate I am drawing here. After 36 years, they keep on doing so. This job fellow keeps on working every day. This contract fellow works for only 1 month. This contract fellow for 11 months is free. This job fellow is not free because every day he must report to the job. Now after 36 years, this job fellow is retired. This contract fellow also thinks that yes, I shall not work any further, I shall retire. So after 36 years, considering their contribution on a monthly basis, 8,000 for the job one and 8 lakh for the contract one. For the job one, after 36 years, the amount will be only 5.24 CR. This job fellow will be able to have 5.24 CR. The contract fellow, this is the job one. The contract fellow will be able to get 524 CR. This is nothing. 524 CR. Who is ultimately the winner? Think and tell me.
Always remember, when you ask for something, be very careful what you ask. Whatever you ask, the universe is going to give it to you one day. Maybe not immediately. After 36 years of job life, the first one is still poor. His next generation will inherit the money, but it is not a huge money. Considering 36 years, this 5 CR will have no value, very little value. But the second man has not given the inheritance to his next generation. He transfers the legacy. In case of second one, it is legacy. In case of the first one, it is inheritance. So first one continues to remain poor in the 99 club, while the second one becomes 1% and moves on to the rich class. Be very careful when you ask. Your attitude demands your future. It shapes your destiny. We will meet again soon. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, follow, and comment.